What is the chart on AMC telling us? Looking at the chart today on AMC, a lot of people say that the chart doesn't matter, that the fundamentals don't matter when it comes to the AMC play. I'm going to look at the chart and talk about why the chart actually matters right here in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to keep it simple, and we're going to look right at the chart right now. We're going to dive into what's going on with AMC. It's been up over 20% over the last few days. All right, so pulling up the chart on AMC right now, looking at the weekly candles, and you can see this weekly candle right now pushing back up there off of that $15 area. Very strong right now. We got a bottom wick on the bottom of this candle. It's pushed back up, and it's right now running into resistance. And I know people are like, it doesn't matter about the chart. The fundamentals don't matter. All that matters is when the shorts cover. But the thing is, you got to remember, professional traders, shorts, the guys that are shorting AMC, they use the chart and they're playing the games based on what the chart is doing and the overall resistance, support, and areas of structure with the stock price moving and the candles. The candles tell us a story, right? The candles basically tell us the emotional battle, the human interaction with the stock, and what is going on with the overall market and AMC right now. So the overall market has been booming the last few days, and AMC has benefited from that. And looking here at the weekly chart right now at that resistance. Now I want to show you something. If you look back here on the chart, you can see previous times when AMC pushed back off of support, it pushed up and then it pushed up to this resistance and then sold off. The AMC apes got very excited when you had a move from here to here. You had about a 60% move from the support area up to that resistance. But the thing is, you got to look at it like this as well. If you go from the highs down to, let's say, like here, you got about a 24% drop. If you had a drop from that highs down to that support area, you got about the same move up. So people that were buying up here, they held through here, and then they still were down. If you bought the highs up here, you were still down 20%, even when AMC went up 60%. So AMC went up about 60-70% there. People that bought the highs were still in the red. So that creates resistance and it creates selling pressure as the stock starts to push back up, and especially with this overall downtrend. Now, if I'm a big time short, let's say I'm a big time short here and I'm waiting to short this thing, I'm not going to short at support. That's just not how you trade. You don't short a stock at the support area, and you definitely don't buy it at resistance. A lot of people are confused about that. You want to be buying at support, you want to be selling at resistance, not vice versa. That's a very simple and number one rule about trading. You basically want to do the opposite of what 99% of the people in the world that are trading do, because they say that 90% of people that day trade end up losing money. So the biggest battle for most people is understanding that you're supposed to buy low and you're supposed to sell high. And I think that really comes down to the emotional battle as well, because, people end up buying here, it pulls back, it bounces, it gets back to break even. It then pushes up to a little bit into profit. Like, let's say I bought the dip, here at the $45 level, it drops down to this level. I'm down 32% at that point. And now if it pushes back up, I'm then still from that 40, let's say from 40 to there, I'm up 18%. When it pushes back up to that resistance, and then all of a sudden it starts to, drop once again. So from that 40 level down to there, I'm down about another 27%. So the emotional battle for people is that they basically buy the dip, it keeps dipping, it then bounces, it then hits resistance, and then they get stuck in the trade and they end up bag holding. And I think a lot of people ended up bag holding off of this support here at that level, at that $30 level, because, you had that big pop, it pulls back, and it's like, okay, this is such a good time to be buying. I could have bought at 70, but now I can buy at 30. It's a much better buy. And then it pushes up to resistance. It then pulls back to support. It gives a false idea that there is, this idea that this support's going to hold and then the stock's going to rally to new highs. But instead, it broke support and then crashed, from that $40 level, crashed about 70% down to that $15 level there. Now, one thing that I do want to point out before you get very, very excited about this move right now that's happening on AMC, looking here at the weekly chart, when this thing pushes up from support and pushes up to that resistance, what happens? It then sells off. But you can see on these weekly candles multiple times where AMC pulled back to that $32 level, $30 level, and then pushed up to what? to resistance there at the $45 level there. So from 32 up there to 45, you can see the high on that candle resistance. You had all this resistance in that area. It then downturned to the downside. It broke through that support. So everyone got very excited. Okay, you know, wow, we're bouncing off $32. We're going to rally. We're up 50-60%. Amazing. And then all of a sudden it pulls back. Okay, well, that's good. I'm going to buy more. I'm going to buy more on the dip here. And then finally that support breaks. So people at that point end up selling. The shorts become more aggressive as that support is breaking. Remember, they're loading up on that resistance. They're loading up when the stock pushes back up to resistance, and that's when shorts can really hammer the stock back down, because again, you don't want to be shorting at a support area. You want to be buying, and then you want to be selling at a resistance, or you want to be shorting at a resistance level. Right now on the daily chart, you can see as well here how AMC is stuck. This $18 level looking very much like we saw in the past with AMC running into resistance. It pushed to 18, it got stuck there, it pulled back to 15. It then pushed up to $18.70, $19 again, and you can see right now running into resistance. If you look at the 15-minute chart, you know, this is not witchcraft, but look how we pushed up to that $18 level. This line here basically pushed up to that $19 level. It pulled back, and then now the question is, can AMC break above $19? If it can't break above $19, well, then I would say that AMC has a very good chance of then pulling back again to that support area where people are going to be wanting to buy, because they're like, well, you know, it bounced off 15 here, it bounced off 15 here, I'm going to buy here again. But the problem is now, if AMC can't hold 15, well, then the next area would be below $10. So I'm thinking, you know, I would like to see AMC kind of push up. Like I've said multiple times in videos here, we push up to this $28 level. If AMC can break above $19, right? It's got to break above that support or that kind of double, almost triple top right now. AMC kind of triple top on this structure with the stock. It's pulled back to 15, it pushed, it pulled back, it pushed. So multiple times, that's 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5, 6 days of bouncing off of that $15 level. You can see it's basically like boom, you know, resistance, it pulls back, boom, resistance, it pulls back, boom, resistance, it pulls back. One more push up to that resistance. Now the question is, can AMC break above $19 and then move up into this level? If it moves up into that level, like I said, this overall resistance has been very strong throughout this whole entire move. So AMC obviously would have to break through that $32 level. Now, the thing about this is, if you were buying the dip here at $15, that's still a 100% return pushing up to that resistance. So not a terrible return if you are, you know, long off this $15 level. And I talked about that, you know, in other videos, that if I was going to be buying the support area, I want to be buying, you know, $15, $14. And then, well, there's a possibility that maybe AMC pushes back up to $26 to $30. And then that overall resistance, you know, right there at $30 there. So basically it's like, whoop, it pushes up here. And then the question is, can it break through there? Nope. Okay. And then it pulls back down. Maybe it bounces here a little bit. And then does it break right through 15 and then get down to this $9 level there? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. If AMC can't break through $19, well, then I'm expecting another pullback to that $15 level and then a possible breakthrough. As we can see back there in June of 2021, you had that pullback at 32. It pushed up, it pulled back, it pushed up, it pulled back, and then finally broke through that support level. So looking very much like previous price action here. And that goes into, like I said, the human interaction, the human emotional interaction. Because, again, this is exactly what happens. People FOMO in, they end up selling for a loss, or they end up holding, bag holding. They end up maybe more people are buying the dip down here at the $32 level because they believe, okay, you know, this is the support. Now AMC is going to go to the moon, and then it rallies up to that resistance. It then sells off. You have selling pressure, people stepping in. The shorts are going to get more and more aggressive here. And as a short, if I was going to be shorting AMC, like I said, I definitely do not want to be shorting at a support level. I would want to be shorting into a push higher up to resistance. And right now, AMC is right at that resistance at the $19 level. So if AMC can't break through here, like I said, there's a very good chance that it pulls back to 15. And then if it can't hold 15, well, you know, it goes lower from there, just based on, you know, previous price action, how we bounced off that $32 level multiple times and then broke through it. It then turned that $32 level into resistance and then pulled back again, $32 acting as resistance, and then all the way down to here. So really the question now is, can AMC break through $19, the overall resistance here on the chart? Big questions, lots of questions. Everybody wants to know what will happen next. No one actually knows. other than the fact that, number one, where is the resistance, where is the support, and what is the overall price doing at those levels? So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. I will talk to you guys later on.